Could Shedeur Sanders become the NFL's youngest billionaire before even proving himself on the field? Most rookies focus on touchdowns and contracts, but Sanders is rewriting the rules. While others chase guaranteed checks, he negotiated 3% equity in Gatorade USA, a move that could pay off for decades. Even before stepping on the field, he secured record-breaking endorsement deals, including a Nike contract that doubled in value the moment he played his first preseason game. Add in 50% of his jersey sales, partnerships with Tom Brady, AT&T and EA Sports, and a personal apparel and food empire, and it's clear Sanders isn't just playing football, he's building a business dynasty. Fans and analysts alike are left wondering, is this rookie focused on football, or is he redefining what it means to be a modern NFL superstar? One thing's certain, he's thinking far beyond the game. Shedeur Sanders didn't just make waves on the field, he shook the sports world off it. While most rookies focus on signing guaranteed contracts and chasing instant money, Sanders took a path almost no player has dared to explore. Instead of accepting the $60 million Gatorade deal offered to him, he pushed for something far more revolutionary: 3% equity in Gatorade USA. Think about that for a second. This wasn't a one-time payout. This was ownership in a multi-billion-dollar empire, a piece of the pie that will continue paying out for decades. Even a small percentage of a company like Gatorade is life-changing, but for Sanders, it wasn't just life-changing, it was generational. Critics immediately raised eyebrows. How could a rookie barely proven on the field negotiate ownership stakes in a global brand? Some fans called it audacious, others called it risky. But Sanders' philosophy is clear: sports is business. Performance matters, yes, but leverage, timing, and vision matter even more. While other young players were celebrating standard endorsement checks, Sanders was thinking far ahead. Every innovation Gatorade launches, every new market they enter, every bottle sold, Sanders will benefit. It's not just money in the short term, it's a long-term investment that could outlast his playing career. This move also sent a message to the league and the sports world. Sanders isn't just a player to be managed, he's a brand to be respected. He demanded control and ownership over his influence, refusing to settle for the traditional rookie role of face on the jersey with no real stake in the outcome. In doing so, he positioned himself as a blueprint for how modern athletes can balance performance with financial foresight. Even though Sanders hasn't dominated on the field yet, this off-field move has already made him a headline maker. Analysts, fans, and even veteran players are now asking, is this rookie smarter than most veterans when it comes to money and influence? The audacity, the strategy, and the long-term thinking all point to one thing: Sanders is not here to follow the game, he's here to change it. And the Gatorade equity deal is just the opening act. Shedeur Sanders didn't stop at business brilliance, he shook the NFL with contracts that rewrote the rookie playbook. Before taking a single professional snap, he signed a staggering $125 million deal that left analysts and fans in disbelief. Skeptics question whether any rookie, let alone one not selected in the first round, deserved that kind of money. But Sanders wasn't listening. He knew his value, and the brands knew it too. The moment he stepped onto the field for preseason action, Nike activated a special active player clause that instantly doubled the contract's value. Just like that, Sanders' earnings soared to $250 million over 4 years. And it wasn't just salary. He negotiated 50% of his jersey sales, a move that gave him an income stream rivaling even the most established players. While rookies celebrated standard endorsement deals, Sanders was operating on a completely different level. Fans quickly noticed the difference. Sanders was outpacing first-round picks like Cam Ward and Travis Hunter, proving that draft position doesn't define success, strategy and timing do. Every jersey sold wasn't just merchandise, it was a statement. Fans were buying into the Shedeur Sanders brand. Within weeks, he became the top-selling rookie of the draft class, with over 375,000 jerseys moving off the shelves. The media buzzed. Some called it unprecedented, others questioned whether a fifth-round pick could shoulder such expectations. But Sanders' approach wasn't reckless, it was deliberate. By combining groundbreaking contracts with merchandise dominance, he created a platform few rookies even imagine. This wasn't just about making money. It was about shaping influence, proving that the modern athlete can control both their sports career and financial empire from day one. And while critics debated his priorities, Sanders was quietly redefining what it means to be a rookie in the NFL. Performance on the field matters, yes, but leverage, branding, and foresight matter more than anyone had realized. With this combination of contracts, equity, and merchandise success, Sanders isn't just playing football, he's rewriting the rules for how athletes, even rookies, approach wealth, fame, and power. And what happened next caught everyone off guard. While most rookies are still figuring out playbooks, Shedeur Sanders was rewriting the rules of athlete autonomy. The secret, a game-changing prime equity clause crafted by Deion Sanders, designed to give Shedeur complete control over his image rights, something almost unheard of for a rookie. Normally, NFL teams claim ownership of players' image rights, controlling every endorsement, sponsorship, and appearance, taking a cut of profits. Shedeur flipped the script. With prime equity, he keeps 100% of his earnings from any deal he negotiates. No approvals, no revenue sharing, total independence. This wasn't just a financial maneuver, it was a power play. Sanders could partner with brands, launch products, and expand his influence without restriction. For someone who hadn't even played a full NFL season, this level of autonomy shocked the sports world. Analysts called it unprecedented, fellow players watched in awe. A fifth-round rookie now had the same rights and leverage many veterans only dream of. The results were immediate. Sanders became the first rookie to earn $15 million in jersey sales before officially stepping on the field. Each purchase wasn't just merchandise, it was an investment in the Sanders brand. Fans weren't just supporting a player, they were buying into a vision, a business-minded approach to sports that few had dared to attempt. Beyond the numbers, prime equity sent a message. Sanders wasn't here to play by the old rules. He was creating a new blueprint for athletes, one where sports performance and business strategy coexist. He positioned himself as both a competitor on the field and a CEO off it, signaling that modern athletes don't need to choose between earning big money and having total control of their brand. The clause also raised eyebrows across the league. Could other rookies demand the same level of control? Would teams start pushing back against image rights autonomy? Rumors suggest several franchises are quietly rethinking how they negotiate rookie deals, fearing players like Sanders might shift the power dynamic permanently. Prime equity wasn't just a clause, it was a revolution. For Shedeur Sanders, it meant freedom, profit, and influence before even proving himself on the field. And with that freedom secured, the next phase of his empire was about to explode, a story that would stretch far beyond football. And what happened next set a new standard for athletes everywhere. Shedeur Sanders isn't just an NFL rookie, he's a one-man business powerhouse. While most players focus solely on football, Sanders has been quietly assembling a multi-industry empire that spans apparel, tech, food, and entertainment. From launching his own clothing line to introducing a signature barbecue sauce, every move has been strategic, designed to maximize influence and income. The partnership with Tom Brady alone is estimated to pull in $75 million annually. Add in a collaboration with EA Sports and a high-profile ambassador role with AT&T, and Sanders' portfolio reads like a Fortune 500 company, not a rookie side hustle. Each deal is carefully curated, targeting different industries to diversify revenue and build long-term stability. This isn't about flash, it's about foresight. Even competitors and analysts are taking notice. While other rookies celebrate standard endorsement contracts, Sanders operates on a scale that puts him in the conversation with veteran superstars. His ventures aren't random, they're calculated moves that amplify his personal brand and ensure every dollar spent on his name benefits him directly. What's most remarkable is the timing. Sanders is building this empire while still developing on the field. He hasn't yet won a Super Bowl, he hasn't proven himself in a full NFL season, and yet he's already setting standards that rookies will study for decades. Fans aren't just watching a player, they're witnessing the rise of a new type of athlete, one who understands that influence and earnings can be cultivated alongside on-field performance. This approach also sparks debate. Some fans wonder if he's too focused on business at the expense of football. Others argue that Sanders is simply redefining what it means to be an NFL player in the modern era. Either way, his vision is clear. Athletic careers are fleeting, but business empires can last forever. By the time most players are thinking about retirement, Sanders could already have built wealth and influence that rival entire franchises. Every partnership, every equity stake, every product launch reinforces the same lesson. Being great on the field is only one part of being great in sports. Sanders' empire proves that the next generation of NFL stars won't just compete for championships, they'll compete for control, legacy, and power off the field as well. And just when people thought they'd seen it all, Sanders pulled off moves that stunned even his harshest critics. While other rookies are chasing touchdowns and Rookie of the Year headlines, Shedeur Sanders is dominating the merchandise game, and doing it before even stepping onto the field. He became the first rookie in NFL history to pull in $15 million in jersey sales before playing an official game. That's not a statistic, it's a statement. Fans aren't just buying a jersey, they're buying into the Sanders brand, into the vision he's creating for himself as both athlete and entrepreneur. Even as a fifth-round pick, Sanders' jersey sales outpaced first-round rookies including big-name prospects like Cam Ward and Travis Hunter. Draft position, irrelevant. Brand power, unmatched. Within weeks, over 375,000 jerseys moved off the shelves, making him the top-selling rookie of the draft class. Analysts and sports media scrambled to explain it while fans celebrated it. Some called it unprecedented, others labeled it a rookie revolution. What makes this even more impressive is the scale of the impact. Merchandise isn't just income, it's influence. Every jersey sold, every fan interaction, every viral photo of someone wearing Sanders' name builds his personal brand. That visibility feeds back into sponsorships, partnerships, and equity deals, creating a self-sustaining empire that grows even when he's off the field. Sanders also showed that modern athletes can control their narrative through branding. Unlike past generations where jersey sales were tied to draft hype or team marketing, Sanders leveraged his business-first mentality. Fans weren't buying into a team's hype, they were buying into Shedeur Sanders himself. That level of autonomy and foresight is almost unheard of for a rookie, and it completely rewrote expectations for newcomers in the league. Critics raised questions: was he more focused on sales than stats? But Sanders' philosophy is simple: performance matters, but leverage matters more. Merchandise domination isn't a distraction, it's a tool, a platform to amplify influence, income, and long-term control. By taking charge of his brand early, Sanders proved that the modern rookie can operate at a level previously reserved for veterans. Merchandise success isn't just about jerseys, it's about reshaping the power dynamics of the NFL. And for Sanders, this was only the beginning. And while the numbers kept climbing, the next move would solidify his status as more than just a player. While Shedeur Sanders was building a business empire off the field, the NFL stage awaited, and with it, intense scrutiny. Fans, analysts, and media outlets constantly debated whether this rookie's priorities were skewed. Drafted in the 5th round, not the 1st, Sanders faced skeptics questioning if he could translate off-field success into on-field dominance. Could a player so focused on business really deliver under pressure? Sanders' response wasn't in words, it was in strategy. He embraced the dual role of athlete and entrepreneur, knowing that influence and earnings could coexist with football performance. Every contract negotiation, every endorsement, every merchandise milestone was a statement. He wasn't just here to play, he was here to redefine what it means to be a modern NFL star. Critics argued draft position equals potential. Sanders proved otherwise. Outpacing first-round rookies in brand influence and income, he showed that timing, leverage, and business savvy matter as much as stats. Even without a full NFL season under his belt, Sanders already commanded respect that few veterans could claim. Fans were divided, some celebrated his audacity, calling him a blueprint for the next generation of athletes. Others feared it set a precedent where business first might overshadow football. Yet Sanders remained undeterred, confident that on-field performance would follow. His philosophy was clear: the game is temporary, influence is permanent, and by balancing both, he could maximize both legacy and wealth. Even subtle controversies fueled attention. Social media debates ignited around whether Sanders' focus on branding could distract from football development. Rumors circulated about how franchises might adjust rookie expectations if future players emulate his model. The narrative wasn't about stats yet, it was about perception, influence, and the power of thinking ahead. Ultimately, Sanders' approach challenged the league's traditional metrics of success. Wins and touchdowns mattered, yes, but so did autonomy, branding, and strategic foresight. By mastering both worlds, he was teaching a lesson: modern NFL stars don't need to choose between football and business. They can dominate in both arenas simultaneously. And just when the critics thought they had him figured out, Sanders' long-term vision took an even bolder turn. Shedeur Sanders isn't playing for instant fame or a paycheck. He's building wealth that will outlast his NFL career. Every move, equity deals, endorsements, merchandise, and partnerships is calculated with one goal in mind: generational wealth. While most players focus on the next season, Sanders is thinking decades ahead, creating streams of income that could secure his family and legacy for generations. The Gatorade deal alone illustrates his foresight. Turning down $60 million in cash for a 3% ownership stake wasn't a gamble, it was a statement. This equity could yield far more over time than any short-term salary ever could. Sanders understands the power of ownership, long-term growth, and compounding influence. Every product launch, every new brand partnership, every innovative deal compounds his financial foundation, giving him a level of security few athletes achieve in their entire careers. Diversification is key. Apparel lines, food products, tech collaborations, and endorsements spread risk while maximizing reward. Sanders doesn't rely on a single paycheck. He's creating an ecosystem where every move reinforces another. It's a modern blueprint for athletes, showing that performance on the field is only part of the equation. Influence and business acumen complete the picture. Even skeptics have to admit the strategy is brilliant. Rumors suggest other young athletes are studying Sanders' moves, hoping to replicate his model. Analysts debate whether this approach could redefine rookie expectations, and fans are left wondering if we're witnessing the first active billionaire in NFL history. Yet Sanders remains grounded. His focus isn't on headlines, it's on results. Every partnership and contract is measured for long-term value, not short-term hype. By balancing sports with business, Sanders is teaching the next generation an important lesson. Athletic careers are fleeting, but influence and wealth can last forever. He's proving that smart strategy, timing, and calculated risk-taking can elevate a rookie to unprecedented heights. The NFL may measure success in touchdowns and Super Bowl rings, but Sanders measures it in autonomy, brand power, and lasting financial security. And with that mindset, Sanders isn't just a player, he's a blueprint for the modern NFL superstar, setting a standard that could change the league forever. Shedeur Sanders isn't just shaping his own future, he's reshaping the entire idea of what it means to be a professional athlete. His journey shows that success in the NFL isn't measured solely by touchdowns, sacks, or Super Bowl rings. In the modern era, influence, autonomy, and strategic foresight are just as powerful as on-field performance. Sanders is proving that rookies don't have to wait decades to secure control over their careers or financial futures. They can start building empires from day one. By leveraging contracts, equity deals, merchandise, and brand partnerships, Sanders has created a model that blends athletic excellence with entrepreneurial mastery. Each move is deliberate, each decision calculated, and each partnership extends his influence beyond the football field. From owning stakes in Gatorade USA to collaborating with industry icons like Tom Brady and EA Sports, Sanders shows that rookies can compete in business just as fiercely as they do in sports. His story is already inspiring a new generation of athletes to think differently. Draft position no longer defines destiny. Business acumen and strategic thinking now carry equal weight. Fans and analysts alike are taking notice, debating how this approach might reshape the league, endorsements, and even team negotiations. Rumors suggest that other players are quietly studying his blueprint, hoping to replicate his model of early influence and long-term wealth. Sanders' legacy isn't just about money. It's about mindset, the courage to challenge traditional norms, the vision to see beyond immediate rewards, and the discipline to execute a multi-layered strategy while still performing on the field. He's teaching future athletes that being great in sports and being great in business are not mutually exclusive. In fact, when combined, they can create power and influence that far exceed anything previous generations imagined. Ultimately, Shedeur Sanders' story leaves a provocative question for fans and the league alike. Are we witnessing the rise of the modern NFL superstar, someone who dominates both in sports and business simultaneously? One thing is clear, he isn't just a player anymore. He's a blueprint for the future, a guide for rookies and veterans alike, and a reminder that in today's NFL, influence and strategy are just as important as skill. And as Sanders continues to build his empire, one thing becomes undeniable: the game will never be the same.